All right. We are live. Let's check if everything's working. Welcome. Yep.
Is it functional this time?
Baby.
Excellent connection. That's what I like to see.
Phenomenal.
All right, let me get the link. We'll push that out. Let me put that in the chat. Huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta get a better thumbnail on this next time.
Even the thumbnail king. All right.
Did you drop it in the chat? Drop it in the Discord?
I have not. Go for it. Go for it, and we'll get started. Nick, you want to push it out as well on?
Yes, I will.
I'm gonna tweet.
No, I am. Back off.
I'm gonna go for my personal.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
All right, cool. I dropped it in the lounge.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
All right, so happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, Stephen.
You all look bright and chipper this morning. I mean,
I'm
Eric
probably
looks
the
pretty
least
good.
hungover.
Eric looks like he's ready to go. He looks like he's ready to step on the field.
He's got
Oh
his
yeah,
straps,
baby.
got his
I'm
straps.
pre-gaming. I'm starting drinking already. Getting ready for this big game. US.
Yeah, that's a huge game. It's really going to be. It's going to determine this whole bracket.
I was looking
Well, I
at our
realize
brackets.
there's like some political undertones. You know, England is a nation that I have a little bit of beef with. I realize I'm not over the Revolutionary War yet, and this kind of competition brings it out of me.
Going back
You
to
have
the
resentment
Revolutionary
against your cultural mother.
Yeah.
That's great. I heard. Did Iran beat Wales?
Yeah, 2-0.
Oh, that is good for us.
It is because it
Armand,
just pushes Wales out, basically.
Yeah.
I'm looking
and
at
lets
your
it come down
bracket.
to- yeah,
You have neither the U.S. or Iran coming out of
that's
our
right.
group.
I
Wow.
know. Yeah.
You're in it to win it. No
Yeah.
loyalties.
I respect that.
Yeah, I think Wales has the better team, honestly, out of all three of them. But, well, from a rankings perspective, it's like Iran or the U.S. But Wales is good, man.
Do you think we have a
Sleep on
chance
Wales.
today? Do we have a chance today?
I think in the World Cup, anything is possible. Yeah, for sure.
That's what I like to hear.
For sure. Yeah, and not like anything is possible like in the traditional way, like, oh, anything can happen in sports. No, like I think there's like a 20% chance that the U.S. could draw or win. Like strong chance. Yeah. 'Cause it's all
Draw?
mental.
You're including a
It's too
draw
much
and a
pressure.
win in 20%? Oh God, is it that bad?
It's just too much pressure. These guys, like, as soon as they get into a team gets into a flow and they take control of the game, like anything is possible. So, all right, I want to hear about your guys' Thanksgiving. What have you guys been doing? Why are you so wasted?
I drank so much wine yesterday. Like
Where?
I must have had 4 bottles to myself.
Oh, proud of you,
It
dude.
was ridiculous. No, I went to like Amber's friend's house, and like she's just like notorious for just emptying bottles into glasses all night. And yeah, I'm really hungover. Ate some great food though. Had it absolutely spectacular. You ever have that like sweet potato casserole with like the marshmallows and the chocolate and stuff in it? It's clearly a dessert, but for some reason it's
No.
served as a side.
I've heard.
Oh
of
my
that.
God, so good.
I think that's like
With
that's like
mushrooms.
the side.
No, not mushrooms. Sorry, marshmallows.
Marshmallows. Yeah.
Like you said. My brain can't even process that. Marshmallows.
Yeah, it's it's first time I saw it, I was a little skeptical, but it is A+, delicious.
What was the winning dish out of everything for you guys?
Oh, it was that.
It was that.
Yeah, marshmallow, chocolate chip, sweet potato casserole. I don't know what you call it, but it's delicious.
My favorite
Nice.
side is potatoes with gravy and mac and cheese. Those are always the winner.
Ooh, I didn't have any mac and cheese this year.
Mine was
Mac.
the late night turkey sandwich,
Ooh, yeah.
audible at the end of the night. That was
Ooh,
good.
You
Yeah.
gravy that thing, or what do you put on? What do you
No
put on the
gravy.
sandwich?
I just go Hawaiian roll, turkey, a little bit of mayo,
Mm,
and you're good to go.
Nice.
nice. That
tasty.
sounds good.
Yeah, I was up.
can we all
I was up late. I
agree
wasn't
that
hungover.
turkey is like the most overrated thing on Thanksgiving? Like, does anybody
No.
like the turkey that much? It's
Turkey's
just
great.
there as an excuse to eat all the other awesome stuff around
I
it.
actually love turkey legs.
I love
With
turkey.
like a crispy skin. Like a turkey leg to me is like S tier.
I like the turkey better than the potatoes. I like the potatoes better than the turkey. I like the mac and cheese better than the turkey. I like the casserole better than the turkey.
Well,
Even like a really good stuffing sometimes.
Are you messing around with like the dry breast? You got to get on some dirty leg, bro.
He's
Get
right.
on some
Yeah,
dirty-
I mean that is the best part of the turkey, but turkey is also it's just like one of the worst meats that we eat. Like
See,
maybe
I
ham
look at
ham
it
is
as,
worse.
better chicken. It's like tastier.
No,
chicken.
it's worse chicken.
No,
Love that. Yes.
better chicken.
Have you ever had a turducken? By the way, the turducken is clearly the
I
superior.
don't think so.
The John Madden special.
The John Madden. I was hearing on because I was watching the Cowboys game and they were like giving so much praise to John Madden, which I also appreciate. I love John Madden. But he was saying like they were like capturing audio from the past, and he was saying that the turducken is boneless, so you can just
Yeah.
like slice right into
Oh
it.
yeah, you just go to town.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I've never had that.
I feel like it's like PETA's worst nightmare, but it's
Have you guys been seeing those cartoons of like the PETA
the
meats that
human
are like
stuffed.
human stuffed?
I'm a stuffing whore. Most of my plate is
Stuffing is
stuffing.
so good. Oh yeah.
It's like the day. I think it's funny when people get like uptight about their nutrition, dietary restrictions on Thanksgiving. It's like, dude, just shut up and eat. Like nutrition and health does not happen in a vacuum. Don't worry about what's in this. Just eat it. Enjoy yourself. Flexibility solves all problems. You can work it off later, and you just got to go for it. Be a glutton on Thanksgiving. I was telling you guys before we recorded. So we started the morning with peaty Scotch Bloody Marys. So take the
Ooh.
vodka out. Don't do the Bloody Maria with the tequila. The other version is the mezcal that I've had, which is really good in a Bloody Mary, right? But take peaty Scotch. So we had Ardbeg, Ugadale Scotch in a Bloody Mary. Wow. It was so good. It was so simple too. It was just literally like the Scotch, the Bloody Mary mix, celery, bacon, make it however you want. But oh my God, it was perfect.
I almost feel like that's blasphemous. Like
Nothing is.
Is that like you're ruining like a delicious peaty Scotch?
Oh, to the Scotch, it's blasphemous. No, it mixes well. It's kind of like having a Scotch old fashioned. Like you can mix Scotch.
Yeah, I agree. It's totally fine.
Yeah. Then we had champagne to set things off. Had some very nice champagne. Very spoiled because my stepdad works in the wine and spirits industry, so he really knows his stuff. And we had some champagne, and then we had some really nice Pinot with the dinner, and then I finished the night a few hours later with a cognac, the best cognac I'll probably ever have in my life. Have you guys heard of Richard Hennessy cognac? Excuse me, Richard. Richard Hennessy. But it's like that exact. Oh, we can screen share and stuff.
I'll be honest, I've never had
Yes.
cognac in my life. Like, am I missing out?
Cognac's good. I love it. I think it's alpha for sure.
It's so good, man. Wait, am I thinking of the wrong? Yeah, I thought it was called Richard. Anyway, it's unbelievable. It was the best cognac I've ever had. Cognac is very underrated. Very underrated.
Agreed. Do you guys have any fun combos?
Combos like where
Yeah.
you
You have any like drunk uncles or anything?
Thanksgiving
exciting?
Bitcoin combos.
Any exciting crypto combos? Like I had just the most friendly and nothing controversial was ever talked about. And we just had a good time and ate and we drank and went home, which is so different from how it is if I'm like home with my family, which
religion,
is just
politics, crypto.
absolute chaos. It's this like incredible mix of like super lefties, Trumpies, like religion. It's just like like people who like crypto a lot and people who hate crypto. It's an absolute boiling pot. But not so much this year, unfortunately. I usually really enjoy like
Unfortunately,
stirring that. Oh, I love the chaos. I love that. I
yeah.
love that. Yeah, I thrive in the Thanksgiving chaos.
Nick, what's it like for you? I feel like you must have a very unique like situation.
It's I mean, our Thanksgiving used to be very large. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, we'd have to like extend the table out, you know, 12, 15 people. And after eating, you know, we'd all bust out the cards and the quarters and start gambling, splashing the pot, throwing some money around, and that was always
Hell yeah.
fun. But yeah, right. You got to get you got to get it in. And this year was quiet. We watched a horrendous movie called Tar, Tar. It's about a composer's fall from grace, and it made no sense. It was terrible. I don't recommend it. Save your money. But I did find a West Wing mega marathon going on after everyone went home, and so I wasn't up late drinking. I was up late watching episode after episode
Wait, yeah, because
in Bartlett's first
go.
administration.
How many seasons? Like 6 seasons? How long do you take it?
I've watched the whole thing twice. So this I started on my third version during this mega marathon. I think it's one of the most wonderful ways to learn politics. I think it's a really smart show. You may not agree with the politics of the character, but still, I enjoyed it.
No, I like that. Oh, can I get a quick sound check from the? By the way, welcome.
Oh, and my cousin agreed,
Alpha
by the way, in the
community.
chat. The worst movie I watched in 2022. See, it wasn't just me.
Yeah, welcome everybody. That was very hungover of us to not even acknowledge. Hello.
Hello.
And if I can get a quick sound check, I think I might have fixed that a little bit. I guess mine and
You were a little
Nick's
soft.
is
I tried
low.
to back away from the mic a little bit.
Yours,
to do
you
a live
laughed
check.
and it went through my brain. Like it was. So I think it's better now. But yeah, if it's still bad, just let us know.
God, I got this like annoying glare bouncing off the window here.
Nick, new art idea for you. Paint your taint.
Yeah, I'll put that right in the backlog right away.
That's huge. That's huge. All right, so the theme of today, you guys want to talk a little bit about markets and
I do. I want to do an alfalfa round.
and alfalfa round, and then we're talking shopping. We're going shopping and crypto and NFTs in life with Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I got some stuff I got to buy today. I'll share with you guys. I definitely want to hear what you guys have. It's actually perfect timing because now I can update my list after we do this to perhaps some of your items make my list. I'm pretty excited. So yeah, let's hop into the world of markets. What's going on, Nick? How do you want to take that?
Well, let's do the alfalfa round real quick. So I'll kick it off. I forget when it was. Eric, when did we play golf? We played golf on Tuesday. So on Monday, I think on Sunday or Monday, I added more to my 8 short around 33 cents. It's a little precarious because this thing could rip to 45, 47 cents very easily. But I would still like to add even more on and see where that goes. And then I told Eric while we were golfing, I was like, if the VIX gets down to 20, I'm going to layer on some more puts on the S&P. and now we're there, and I can't pull the trigger. I'm too nervous. Yeah, my options account has been half in cash and half in these puts, and just like complete theta burn, like time decay is just wearing away at those options. So it's getting wrecked. The part that's you know in the market, but the big portfolio that it's hedging is up. So I guess that's good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm tilting. I'm not sure what to do. So gonna probably decide here soon. I think the market closes in like 42 minutes. So we'll see.
Oh, that's right. I
Maybe I'll
forgot it's
do
open
it.
for like a half day
Yeah, it's
today,
a
huh?
half day today, so might do it while we're here. We'll see. But that's about it. I think yeah, that's all the moves for this week. But I mean, just overall, like super low liquidity, super low volumes. Look at all the charts. This thing is I feel like a tinderbox for something. Eric, you want to go next?
Yeah, I think this little bear market rally, and I'm scared. I closed some shorts. I actually closed my ApeCoin short this morning, right before we got on. ApeCoin, I don't know what the fuck's going on with ApeCoin. Like some people that we have met through like the punks community, that I respect, holders, and they're bullish. That I see they're like buying ApeCoin right now. So that's, I don't want to research it. I'm just getting the fuck out. Um, Coinbase. Mentioned a couple days ago the Coinbase bonds. I bought some bonds,
So
Coinbase
you pull
bonds,
the
like
trigger.
TradFi. These things are like, they have a coupon on you of like three, and let's just call it 3.5%. So you get that, trading at such a discount, such a steep discount, that the yield to maturity is like 18% annualized. And I don't think that Coinbase is going to go bankrupt, but like if this like contagion continues, and like let's say goes next, or DCG, the parent company goes next, and then I don't know, like you could lose all your money. I think the other component of that is like if you buy the Coinbase higher on the totem pole, in a liquidation
For the
event,
shareholders.
um, these are
What are the maturities on those bonds?
what's that?
What are the maturities on those bonds that you purchased?
2028 and 2031 are the two that are tradable. Um, they're not secured by collateral. Um, I think the average uh, the average education event on senior unsecured bonds are like 44 cents on the dollar, but these things are already trading at like 50 cents on the dollar, so it's like priced for failure already. Um,
Hmm.
so I'm intrigued. I
So
dabbled. I bought a little bit.
if you buy some now, you're looking at like a 17% annual return through 2028 if Coinbase remains solvent, pays their loans.
Yeah, and my thesis when I bought it is like, main fear eventually blows over. Like in the maybe like medium term. In the next like 8 months, we get some like calm, and then the bonds price and close that discount, and then maybe I would just get out before 20, or maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. That's a pretty good yield.
I dig it.
Oh, cool.
Well, I got a little something for you guys.
Yeah,
Eric,
hit
it
me.
sounds like you might have been cutting out, but just confirming it. Gotta love the old live stream malfunctions. It's part of the
Part of the
charm.
charm. I like
Part of
it.
the charm. That's a Steven saying. Part of the charm. So yeah, not much of an alfalfa. But yeah, it's just gratitude. Take a moment of reflection. I realized that we started this podcast almost 1 year ago, Christmas last year, holiday times last year. I remember Thanksgiving last year, just scrambling like a fucking crazy person, working to try to make this all happen and set it up, and what's our theme song going to be, and what's our equipment going to be, and how are we going to do this, and question, problem, and just so much to figure out, to bring this all together. And you know, it's like to look back at like not just having launched it, but now having 80 something. This is the 87th episode of the show in less than a year. We've been on Bankless. We've had 2 guests on. We are still constantly figuring out how this show is evolving and what we want to do. But the thing that is the most clear for me is just how much I enjoy this and how I would do this if money were no object. And that's why I do it. And I'm just grateful to, you know, my number one driver was we have these amazing conversations. And when you set up a situation like this where you have a podcast and you record it, you get to have them more often and you get to have them with intention. And I started to find that like when we did our Tipsy Talk episodes before, that was like our basically our demo, our pilot episodes for this whole thing. I've just found that I learned so much more and I gained so much more by having that intention of a recording situation. No- And I was like, that's worth investing into. Um, just that alone, just that, you know, that intentional environment where you spend time with people you care about, that you learn from, that you share ideas with, who challenge your ideas. Man, so many of my ideas have been challenged this year, and I've also noticed my own character development, and all of that is just remarkable. So I'm really grateful for you guys, but above all, like, yes, I would do this if we had no listeners other than our moms and girlfriends or wives or whatever. But it is phenomenal to have a real community that is actually, I would say, pound for pound, the best community on the internet. These people are absolutely amazing. Our Discord is always on fire with positivity. We've had a few funny little moments throughout as well. And yeah, just the most authentic, open-minded, just deeply thoughtful, engaging, and funny as fuck people. Like just the vibe, the vibrations are so good in that Discord. And even here today, like just being here on this YouTube live stream with us feels so good. We haven't done this before. We tried once, it didn't work. So here we are. We made it work. And I just hope to do so much more. And I love you guys. I love
I
everyone.
want all the episodes live. Maybe.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm open to it. So I'm gonna take the opportunity here because we're on a live stream to pull up a chart.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Steven's chart.
Yes. I'm
That's
back
gonna be
to shorting some. I mean, this chart kind of looks like somebody had a seizure on it. So sorry.
Oh,
I shorted the crap out of Cardano Bitcoin earlier. This thing just looks like a very easy trade.
Wait, so it's a pair
to me.
trade where you're long Bitcoin, short
Long
Cardano?
Bitcoin, short Cardano, and for some reason on DYDX, I'm currently getting paid like 50% APR to hold the Bitcoin short in funding, the Bitcoin long, and the ADA short is like the other day. The ADA short was also paying positive funding. Like so, yesterday I was getting paid like 60% per annum to hold this trade.
So that's amazing. Like, can I ask you a couple questions on that, Steven? Like, so on
Yeah.
the pair, it sounds amazing because you're net positive. But can I ask you about the Bitcoin positive funding, 50%? Like that indicates everyone wants to be on the short side of Bitcoin, like just isolating that leg of it.
Yeah, it was just on DYDX. There's just this persistent, like crazy, like short interest on Bitcoin on there for some reason. I don't know if some big guy is using that to hedge or whatever, but like yeah, funding has been super negative on Bitcoin on there.
Oh, would that reflect that GBTC trade where you long short Bitcoin and hope to capture the discount between those two? Is that like?
It's possible. I don't know who's putting on the short end of that trade. I don't know who's like buying a security like GBTC and then hedging with like a DeFi perp, basically. But it occurred to me that there's demand for that trade or something filtering into that. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. I don't really care that much. I'm happy it's working out that way. But I also put on another trade too. I also shorted the AVAX Bitcoin pair, and this thing looks even just like it looks so bad to me. I love these little kind of like you know, you got your little like head and shoulder type thing here, like whoop whoop whoop, and I'm just kind of expecting this trend line to just puke down. That's like 50%, and this is just like August 2021 levels. Like this isn't even like a crazy long time ago, right? This to me is just like crypto sort of like puking out the final froth. And I like this trade because I think this trade can win even if we go up. Like I think you can make a pretty good case that Bitcoin might do one of its Bitcoin things and just kind of rip, and dominance goes through the roof. So and then if we puke, like I don't think Avalanche is doing anything.
Oh, we lose Steven.
I think we might have lost him.
We lost him.
Oh, he's
And by the
frozen.
way, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying, Eric. It won't let you switch mid stream. I uncovered the problem of the audios.
Are you fixing
Yours
this?
and Steven's are not on your microphones. Well, all right. Well, and yeah, why is the chart so small?
I don't know.
How do you make it go big screen? It looks good on Riverside, but all right. Well, let's continue. Steven can hop back in. He's probably restarting. Something happened. Or do you want to finish off his thought or anything, Nick or Eric? Oh, there we go.
Texting Steven to come back. No, I mean, in the chart he was showing, it did look like AVAX kind of like broke that trend line, that long trend line, and yeah, we're not kind of like below June lows. It looked like, so not a crazy thing to expect. So I haven't put on any pair trades lately. I still have just the Cardano short. Yeah, so I think we'll wait for Steven to get back to kind of explain where he is on the rest of that trade.
Okay, let's take 10 seconds to fix this. Eric, just refresh your screen so that you can select the right microphone. Just hit just refresh the, you know what I mean? And then select the microphone directly. Nice. We'll
we're
get some
so
good
lonely.
audio out of this. Hi, Nick.
Hello, Fran. What do you think the score is going to be for this USA England game?
Wow.
We have an hour and a half.
I mean, if I was betting, I'm going to say 3-1 England. 3-1 England. What do you think?
Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, I mean, probably going to be like that. I see the Netherlands playing in the living room over here. Eric, are you back?
Can I do a mic check? Is this improved?
Yeah.
Okay,
Silky
so
smooth.
man, okay, so we're such techno kings. Thank you, Armand, for fixing that. On my thing, I selected microphone dash crisp because I thought the crisp app is like the improved version. But it must have been using my computer's
But then you got to
audio.
go to crisp and select which mic crisp should push out.
Yeah, of course.
At least one of us is a techno king, you know.
Yeah, Steven, right?
yes. The biggest of all. All right, Steven's never coming back. Well, I think he said his computer died. I think we should continue until he comes back. So, or is that him in the lobby? No. Okay. So let's dive into some. Do you guys want to talk markets or go right into Black Friday?
I mean, I'm down to go into Black Friday. I'm just checking what's coming next week in terms of news. I know there's a Case-Shiller home price index next week. There's a GDP revision. It looks like PCE report. which we'll see if that kind of mirrors the kind of stochastic downward motion of the CPI. I don't think it will. That could cause a little fuss in markets. And then payroll data on Friday. So nothing too crazy. I just wanted to go over what was coming up for the next week.
Going to be a big week, Barry Silbert.
God, I want to quote tweet that back. What was that? November of last year, just over a year ago. Where do we stand on Genesis? I mean, I'd imagine that the like game theory optimal thing for DCG is just to let it go bankrupt. Like ideally, you let this business unit that's no longer making any money, that's insolvent, let it go bankrupt, save the cash cow, Grayscale, over here, and hopefully they don't touch each other. I don't know if that's an option since DCG borrowed money from Genesis, but I would imagine that's their ideal
Well, it seemed
situation.
like they like threw good money at bad already. Like from Three Arrows Capital, that $1 billion hole. Like Genesis had that hole, DCG took it on, and now like the is impaired. Like they could have just let Genesis fail.
Yeah, I mean, I forget when the when some of that money is due from DCG to Genesis, but I'd imagine they could still BK Genesis, and creditors would eventually get their money back. I'm thinking specifically of Gemini depositors using, in Gemini Earn. I think they would eventually get their money back as DCG can kind of pay back the loan
over time, like just from
over
AUM
time.
fees.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Keep the cash cow going. So I don't know. I feel like that's what I'm assuming might play out, but who knows? I mean, they could also restructure the debt, like refinance the debt. But I don't know if that's gonna necessarily help, or have someone buy out the debt, like pay down the loan and come up with a new deal structure that they can afford. But I doubt anyone's gonna want to do that either.
Like somebody who's well capitalized could just buy this stream of cash flows. Could just buy out DCG
Buy
business.
Grayscale.
Yeah.
You mean, yeah, but I if you're DCG, why would you don't want to do that? Because right now,
It's free
all
money.
crypto
Yeah.
valuations, all crypto valuations are just crushed. Like, what banker is going to recommend, 6, 10 plus earnings multiple on a product like Grayscale right now? I don't think they would. So, yeah, you have your cash cow. If you have to sell it, you're going to give it away for 2-3x earnings. That's terrible. That's terrible.
You believe that the Reg M is pretty low probability? That's when they like allow income.
Yeah, we don't want that scenario necessarily, but yes, it's possible, right? So if they decide not to, or maybe for some reason they can't, I don't know the legal hurdles to this, but let's say they can't BK Genesis and they need the cash flow to fund whatever. They need the cash up front. They could do regulation M, like redemption. And I think they would initially go to the SEC and say like, hey, just let Grayscale get its money, sell its shares. But SEC is definitely not going to do that. They want everyone to be able to sell their shares or redeem for the underlying asset. Yeah. And then in that case, I mean, it's weird because if you're a GBTC holder buying at a 40% discount, you might initially be happy, right? Because the discount should close relatively quickly because you can draw all the Bitcoin. But looks like you can withdraw Bitcoin and cash. And so for those who choose cash, that means that the BTC is going to get sold, and there's going to certainly be a cascading effect from the market getting spooked. And so I don't know which way it's going to close.
The discount would still narrow, but it would come from the top and the bottom.
Yeah. You're going to meet somewhere in the middle, maybe closer to the bottom, I'd imagine, in that kind of spooky scenario, because there's over 600,000 Bitcoin in there.
So let's talk like broad market though. So we're seeing, this thing that feels like kind of like capitulation. How much of leg of the capitulation do you think is this DCG overhang? And then how much of it is like just this other unknown piece that's like, okay, well, go bankrupt them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in terms of effects, like it feels like we're kind of getting our arms around what is totally possible. What is the total, scenario of possible outcomes? And I think the worst case is probable, but I put a low percentage on it. But if you've noticed this whole cycle, like what we've talked about on the podcast a lot is liquidity decreasing in the crypto ecosystem. And what we've seen over the last 9 months is that as liquidity dries up, all the people who have been doing fraud, who have been over leveraged, like who have had zero risk management procedures, like their their pants are getting pulled down as liquidity dries up. And so liquidity is going to continue to dry up. So there could be other things that this kind of low liquidity environment has yet to shine a light on. I mean, we did our last podcast on, and you did a great breakdown on Michael Saylor being a final boss to get liquidated. So I think we feel pretty comfortable on our like understanding of that. But I just think that outside of these like one-time event capitulations, you still have liquidity decreasing significantly, and yeah, I see price going down from here.
And if like, let's say like Bitcoin continues to go down, it would to me that like alts aren't going to outperform scenario.
No, I mean, that's why you and I and also Steven's putting on that pair trade. Like, I think not only do they go down, but they go down a lot more than BTC does, like 30 to 50% is what I'm hoping ADA does from here. From 31 cents drops to like 17 to 20 cents.
What's your big gripe with ADA, Nick? Why are you picking one
when I entered
security of all?
I don't really care, but like when we entered it, it just looked like it had the best risk reward. Like at the time, it was close to like its 20-week moving average. So I think it could have gone up 10, 15%, but it could have gone down 50%. So the risk return was like a 3 to 5 to 1. So it just seemed like kind of like if you're going to dabble in those high risk return situations. So I don't know that
ADA,
was,
just the size of ADA was still like, I mean, it was like fully at that point still like.
Yeah, and I mean, it was actually below the June lows, but it just it just looked like it was bleeding. The volume has been decreasing over time. So, and I think we all agree that there's no actual fundamentals behind it. I don't think there's going to be any crazy announcements that are going to actually, cause more money to come back into that token. So we'll see, but it could certainly violently rip up back to that 20-week, which is right now, it looks like it's around 45 to 47 cents.
Oh, so, that would be wonderful. That would be
be careful on the leverage there if you're gonna
so
do that.
I'm curious, guys. My read overall on market sentiment is there's kind of like, maybe to oversimplify it, there's kind of two camps right now where there's one camp just being like we're seeing the worst, we're this is kind of the last domino to fall, and from here it's the end of the contagion sort of phase that we're in. And the other camp is like there is so much more coming and they're even more bearish. And I find that the former camp is a bit of a more optimistic take, if you will, especially on the ETH side. It's kind of like a more of a bankless take as well that's been coming out, is like, with Genesis and everything we're seeing right now, this is kind of the signals show that this is the last part of this, at least this phase, the blowout from FTX. But yeah, do you guys seem to agree with that? Is that correct?
I mean, I don't think you necessarily
outside
need,
of Michael Saylor, by the way. Like I'm talking like other,
I guess my argument is you don't necessarily need an event-driven capitulation to see lower prices, and that's kind of what I'm expecting, is that we'll continue to see trust erode, liquidity erode from the ecosystem. And, if you have the broader stock market decline, it will certainly decline with it. So we may be past these like big news headlines, but I don't think, that's not necessarily like doesn't preclude ourselves from going down further.
Yeah.
How about
I guess
something
I'm
we
asking
talked-
it also.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Let me chime in here. I think when we were on the golf course on Tuesday, Nick and I, we were talking about this idea that bear markets die. Like right now on crypto Twitter, it doesn't feel like apathy. Like everybody is like so interested in like just to get the latest news on SBF and what the fuck's going on. Like I think we're gonna get to a point where people like don't log in to crypto Twitter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They're just so just like log off forever, and that's when you'll see like
Yeah, we were talking about how bear markets are painful, not because price goes down, because the time it takes to go through a bear market. Like if we were at the peak in November of last year and just prices went down 95% in one day and then started to build themselves back up, that probably wouldn't be as painful. But when you have a multi-year kind of trend downwards, then yeah, it goes from pain to indifference, and people stop paying attention, people stop caring.
Yeah,
and I think
I'm
that's
kind of
really
talking
where
about two
they
mutually. I'm talking about two things that are not mutually exclusive, but that are different. I totally agree with that. I'm sort of more referring to, for example, Brian Armstrong, Coinbase, talking about how he got like 15 different phone calls of exchanges that were like, "Hey, we're going to need some help. Like this liquidity issue is bigger than we realized. We're not properly prepared." And I'm sure CZ got the same, if not more, of those calls. And so I'm more questioning that as like, do we have other exchanges that are going to fall, and things like that. It's been a bit of a quiet couple weeks after BlockFi and Gemini, but I guess TBD. But I think that what you guys are discussing when it comes to like bear market understanding of like, are we truly like at that point, is absolutely. It's got to be like pure boredom, just people posting memes and there's nothing else going on. Yeah. But okay, we're pretty in this, and I wanted to definitely get to all the shopping stuff if that's cool. So biggest shopping day of the year, shopping week of the year. And in particular, I think it'd be cool to hear not necessarily what you guys are buying today, but what you would be buying in the crypto markets during what you feel is the proper accumulation phase of the market. That could be now for some of these things. That could be in 6 months from now. But I'm super curious, just crypto, maybe discussing NFTs if there's any for you guys.
I do have my Wolf
I have
Game
some.
woolish, 100% wool sweatshirt on.
That is badass. I'm pretty jealous of that.
Sick.
It's super
It's
sick.
comfy.
Game very quickly because what the fuck's going on with Corey? Corey was like,
so there's this NFT game, Wolf Game, has about the top holder, I think, invested like $1.4 million into it. And he's just going off on the community. He thinks like every decision that the game is making is against a top holder, a whale. And so anyway, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not necessarily woolish. I just really like the merch.
The merch is sick. Welcome back, Steven, by the way.
Wow,
wait,
hello.
30
now my
30 minutes
my,
off.
my AirPods don't work. We're just having a great time over here.
Techno King.
All right. Techno.
You guys
pick
you
your
don't understand. Like
microphone.
my computer is it's dead. Like it won't.
And it just crashes.
Wait, hold on. I got a
Like,
question.
it's just
Steven, is that
turn
the same
on.
computer that crashed when you tried to do a live stream? Brand new computer?
Yes, it is. Clearly, I clearly I have a Christmas gift that I need. If anybody
Yeah, I'm seeing.
out there is watching.
Yeah.
Christmas gift. Just buy a Black Friday MacBook Pro right now. Like
Literally,
I'm not
Black
buying
Friday
another
today.
MacBook Pro. Apparently, this thing is just trash for streaming.
My MacBook Pro could not be better. I think you just got unlucky. I don't know. MacBook Pros are amazing.
Hold on, I gotta try to
yeah,
fix these AirPods.
Yeah, if you're on your phone, or what are you on right now? I'll reduce his volume a little. Sounds weird. Okay. So Stephen, we just talked about markets. We're done there. And a little bit of more contagion and what's next. And we're on to shopping. So it's the biggest shopping week of the year. And I want to talk crypto. I want to hear what you guys might be buying during your accumulation phase. Not necessarily today, but just in general on crypto, NFTs, and then everything else. Is
So
what we should
I
definitely
love that
wrap up.
question.
So,
Can I go? I love that question. And like another question. So it's like, if ETH is on your shopping list, which I imagine it is for all of us, like how, like, is there ETH like in terms of like unit number that you're get to over time, or like, because like I want to buy some other. Focus on ETH for a second. Like, how do you even gain the ETH buying like as a part of your shopping list?
As I would ask you guys too, like, how much ETH are you guys holding in your crypto portfolios? Like, what percentage are we talking here? Because my challenge is I can only buy so much. And so the only way to justify buying more for me is if it's like so goddamn discounted that I'm like, all right, I'm have to, but still, even then, like, it isn't the right move for me based on my plan. It's like,
I don't mind it.
Like, is it all of your portfolio basically?
Sort of right now, just because I'm almost all cash in the crypto portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
I still have this like little ETH long bag, and I don't mind it being like like something like 80% of my crypto portfolio going forward. And I think like probably be in Bitcoin. So anti alts.
Yeah.
Just and it's because I think the timing, like, you guys have been in this game longer through this experience, and it's like, why? Like, there's enough upside. These two that are like, for I don't think I need to step further out on the risk curve, but like, when we get back into a bull market, like I'm obviously going to change my tune. That's just like how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Go
mean,
ahead, Nick.
if you can generally get a sense to when you go from risk off to risk on, and then risk off again, like my perspective is to kind of put 15-20% of the cash to work. That's the rest is going to go in ETH and liquid stake ETH. But if you can put it to work and feel comfortable, like when to be risk on and risk off, like you will see some very large returns from being able to pick a few winners. I think I've been watching Optimism as the kind of price has gone up and down, and it does kind of move like just a really high beta, or I don't know, delta, whatever Greek you want to choose. But anyway, when ETH goes up, it goes up quite a bit more, and when ETH goes down, it goes down quite a bit more. So pretty volatile, but I like it.
Can I ask a follow-on question to that?
I don't know, that's tokenomics aside.
Okay, so that, like, I want to ask the follow-on question to say, like, an understanding of the value accrual mechanism to the alts play behavioral finance. Like, as we get back to a bull market, people are going to be using layer twos. So then, like, the natural instinct is to be like, okay, so what's the token that represents this layer two?
I kind of put Optimism and LDO in the same bucket. Like, just don't overthink it. Just left curve it. Staking, good. Layer twos, good. Buy token, number go up. And so I don't know. I think it's a worthwhile thesis.
All right. So do you guys have anything other than ETH and BTC on your crypto shopping accumulation list?
Oh, yes.
Assuming everything was right. Yeah, I feel like you definitely do, Steven. So what do you got?
I mean, the first thing I want to pick up for a long bag is BNB, I think it's a super worthwhile part of the portfolio. It benefits like greatly from FTX being dead in the longer term. It's also going to benefit from, I think, like all these like alt L1 trades are dead, right? But like Binance chain is not really kind of, it's just like full centralized. So it's like almost in its like own little category of thing that people might want to kind of take part in. It's like got crazy usage still. It's sort of like just like it's like buying like a tech stock. I feel like a really good tech stock. The chart like long term versus Bitcoin is incredible. I mean, it's like been it's been very strong. So I think you need to have it in your portfolio. I think it's a good kind of thing to round it out.
I don't know how to read a fucking chart, but I know when I looked at that chart, every time I look at it, I'm like, man, it is the most stable and least volatile of all of these. Like, it's just so interesting, and people don't talk about it enough. So
they really don't. It's odd, and like like CZ is such a beast in the space. I mean, I think we should always be careful when we're putting all our hopes and dreams behind like a person in crypto. And I don't really view it as like a crypto, really. Like I kind of view it as like a new type of tech stock. And I think if you view it like that, it's a worthwhile purchase to have. So definitely buying that.
So do you look at it like the way you would look at Coinbase if Coinbase had a token, essentially?
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of like a Coinbase. If Coinbase could just take the gloves off and do whatever the hell they wanted and build their own chain and buy back fees and do all this stuff.
I want to do a deep dive on BNB coin because I don't understand the value accrual, and I would like to. So maybe this would be like a more interesting, like deeper dive as well.
Mm-hmm.
Don't a percentage of the exchange profits go back to it, or that was FTX or FTT maybe?
Yeah, I think that they do buy and burn BNB with the exchange fees, and I think even with the fees on the Binance chain, if I'm not mistaken. So there's kind of like a dual value accrual mechanism there, which is interesting.
Nice.
So yeah, definitely buying some of that. I said a few weeks ago that I'm looking to accumulate a little bit of Dogecoin, a small thing to round out the portfolio.
I'm going more than a lot. I'm a little bit. I'm deliberating. Like this could be like a good decent chunk of my alt BTC and ETH portfolio.
Yeah, I don't know how much of my portfolio I want to put into it.
I think
it's
I
like a bet
like
on people
5%.
being stupid.
Yeah,
5%.
Yeah,
it's still pretty modest.
Yeah, 5%.
I was thinking like 1.
Yeah, 5%'s a lot.
5%'s a lot. I don't.
How do you guys feel about?
It's a lot for me.
How do you guys feel about Uniswap token? I feel, there's a lot of reasons to be sort of bullish on Uniswap, given all this central through, and like they're just probably like sucking up the liquidity from everything. I feel like that game, like there ultimately is going to be one winner take all kind of thing. Like reason to have lower liquidity on another decentralized exchange. Everything kind of.
I mean, the narrative for Uniswap is incredible. It's like probably the best app that's ever been built in crypto, right? By a long shot. It seems like, again, if you want to really like left curve it, like seems like you want to buy the best app in crypto at some point, right? They're going to have like their own chain at some point. They're gonna, it's gonna be a big thing. It's just like you are just gambling as a long-term investor on whether there's going to be like value accrual. They do have that fee switch that they can in theory turn on and just turn it into like an absolute money printing machine. And I think that is worth having some exposure to. Like I'm definitely going to buy a small bag of it, but it's risky for all those reasons. And it might be even riskier now with like the regulatory climate. Maybe there's like a lower chance that like that switch gets turned on and anytime in the near future now, you could argue. So Definitely want some. I think it's looked pretty strong versus ETH. There's a bunch of coins that have actually looked like really strong versus ETH in recent times. I mean, Uniswap is one. GMX, like on Arbitrum. I think all of these Arbitrum coins are really interesting buys. Like I think you want to build an Arbitrum portfolio. I think you want to buy, like GMX kind of scares me because it's just so fashionable. Like everybody on crypto Twitter like shills it, and you're just like, God, like how many people are there left to buy this stupid coin? But like it is like a product that like I use that is very good. The other thing I'm really bullish on is are you guys familiar with GLP, like in GMX, like how that actually works and everything? It's basically like a tradable asset, right? It's like a coin that you buy, and it's composed of like basically like half cryptos and half stables. What you're starting to see happen on Arbitrum is like projects are coming out and they're starting to use GLP as like they're trying to like they're building like derivatives off of it. Like there's projects that are trying to turn like a GLP into like a stable coin basically that like accrues yield, and it's sort of like backed by GLP. Or there's people trying to do like leverage GLP. Like imagine if you could leverage GLP up 2x, well you would effectively get like a token that has like about the same beta as ETH, but it would also be paying you like 50-60% a year in yield from all the trading fees and stuff, which is like kind of a cool concept. And this is DeFi, so I'm sure like 90% of these things will explode and lose people money and stuff like that. And betting on those specific derivatives, I think, are risky. But if you want to bet on people trying to use GLP and build stuff on top of GLP, then I think like owning GMX is good because a lot of that value will flow through to the GMX token.
So can I
One
ask
thing
a
that
follow, can I follow
yeah,
on with that?
Yeah, go for it.
So GMX, I can see this opportunity, and I can see the bullish narrative for that. How would you guys DYDX relative to GMX? Because like DYDX, I think it has the same sort of like bullish narrative where it's like, okay, so centralized exchanges are no longer the way forward. So we'll go this decentralized one. This thing is going to capture some. This offers more breadth of to trade. Like is also something that you're interested in, or what makes those two different?
They're totally different because the tokenomics are totally different. Like DYDX just doesn't, it's like very similar to Uniswap, where it's just like this incredible app and you have a team that's like doxed and like, relatively compliant. They're certainly not going to steal people's money. But on the other hand, like, why would the token go up? Like maybe DYDX chain comes out, maybe there's value accrual there in the future, but like, again, there's no current like, way you make money, whereas like the GMX token
DYDX just so clear is that you just get like a trading fee reduction for holding the token. You don't actually earn any of the protocol.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in that. Okay.
Yeah, like if you hold GMX, you are literally making a yield in ETH, which is kind of cool. But on the downside, you've got some like Anon team, and they're skirting a bunch of regulations, obviously, to do that. So there's risk there. They're kind of like two very opposite sides of the same coin if you want to make that bet. But I think making a bet in general on like decentralized trading is like getting more and more interesting. It's very interesting after like FTX went down. Like my own personal use of decentralized trading protocols has like mooned in the last like week or two because like what else am I going to do? And I'm sure a lot of other people out there are like me. One
yes, please.
Yeah,
Let's keep on this theme of crypto shopping.
Yeah, because I got a couple more good tokens I think that play into this. Too. Yeah, like if you want to go like way out there on the risk curve, and like I want to stress this is definitely out there on the risk curve. There's a project on Arbitrum called Jones DAO, which is sort of like they're basically building like kind of like option strategies that like feed into DopeX. So we're going to start seeing people build infrastructure. We have like the underlying options infrastructure being built, but people don't know how to use options. So people are building stuff that does strategies, and these strategies are getting like increasingly more complex and interesting. One of the problems if you try to do like delta neutral GLP. Like some people try to borrow the tokens in GLP and stake them because there's like a big yield, right? But there's an impermanent loss issue. And in the options world, this impermanent loss is something that it comes from something that we call gamma. And gamma risk is like very hard to sort of like hedge out in a particular way. Basically, like the more a coin's price moves, the more like the greater the rate of change of your delta exposure to it, right? And then like you end up with like it's like a convexity, right? So what Jones DAO is doing is they're building one of these GLP derivatives. They're sort of building like a gamma neutral like GLP and basically turning it into like a stable coin. So they're building this JUSDC coin, which is basically a stable coin that's effectively sort of like backed by GLP and then pays like some pretty solid yield on it because that yield is flowing through here. So if something like that takes off, that thing is going to moon because that's like a market. That project probably has a market cap of like 4 million or something. So if you want to YOLO like a tiny part of your portfolio, that could be interesting. I think chart looks pretty good, honestly. A lot of these Arbitrum coins, the charts don't look that bad. Like they've already kind of puked. A lot of them look pretty good versus ETH. Like DopeX, the options protocol on Arbitrum was like a pretty decent looking chart versus ETH. And, you know, that's another kind of YOLO project. Premia Finance, again, like a 3 or 4 million market cap, I think. Good app. I like it. I use it. Like I think this narrative could take hold. I think the Arbitrum ecosystem in general is probably like the one I'm most bullish on moving forward. And I think you want to own like a portion of all those coins in your portfolio if you're a longer term kind of ETH bull.
Sweet. You guys have anything? I can throw one more. I'm hesitant. So for me, obviously, outside of ETH and BTC, Doge is the one that just sort of, and I'm talking about. I have a basket of that I will hold at about 10% of the portfolio that I just call alt ETH BTC, and I'm considering 5% of that is basically the way I'm thinking about it. Everything outside of that is like Sol, Matic, Wool, things like ApeCoin, Stacks a little bit. These are all just like, you know, basket of shit, you know, just have them to have them. But the one other that I feel that I could see not just being part of a basket of like 50 tokens, but to maybe have a percent or two is Flow. And so the reason for that is that I just think if we're going to bet on a future at all with NFTs, and if we believe that they will continue to be here and that sports in particular will continue to play a role, and fantasy and things like that will play a role in the future, I think Flow has a great infrastructure and future ahead of it if it survives, which I think it will. And that's pretty much it for me. And I'm sure there you know, there's a bunch of, like I said, shit in there like Shiba, and those are more just like fun, have a little fun, you know, feel like I'm participating when there's absolutely nothing to do, sort of feeling. Any other tokens? But I do want to talk NFTs too.
Steven, you're breaking
Holy
up terribly.
shit. Whose
You should
audio is that?
Steven.
stop talking.
All
Steven.
right, I'm gonna mute him.
Yeah, mute him. One thing I was gonna ask is like,
Oh shit,
I don't think you
Steven.
muted him.
There we go.
okay,
Okay.
It wasn't letting me.
I think one thing I've been thinking about, and be curious if you guys have as well, is like, where do we think a lot of value will accrue in this next cycle? So it could be on the layer one, it could be on the layer two, it could be on the app layer. And that's a really interesting question that's been coming up for me. And while I've been thinking about the question, I've also been wondering, is this even like a false construct? Like, should I even think about it? And should I just care about supply and demand of the token that represents the app, the layer two, the layer one? I obviously still want to hold a bunch of ETH, but you know, that when this next bull cycle is done, there will be kind of like a decision made on where most of the value went. And I know at some point I think it will go towards the app layer. I just don't know
Yeah.
if now is the time.
Yeah, I
I
agree
don't know. I'm
with you.
just
And I
curious if you
think
guys thought about this.
yeah, in the long term, I believe that you're correct, but it'll be like the protocol layer leading the new bull charge to allow some other layer to accrue value, right? Like it'll be Bitcoin and ETH move leads people to start thinking about, like what other opportunities exist. And
Holy fuck, Steven, mute yourself. There you go. Thank you. You might need to refresh your thing, buddy. I don't know what's going on with your audio. Maybe turn your
Someone send him the salute
to me in the
emoji.
chat. Talk to me in the chat if you can, or on
Steven, yeah, that sound is bad.
All right, he can hear us. That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
Maybe
Yeah, I want Steven's opinion on the I do think that like it's a fair question. We don't know what the next bull run is going to. I think that like we thought L222, like this layer 2 summer was going to be a thing. It didn't take hold. Like, does that come around? Or is it like some GameFi thing that we thought was going to take hold that didn't come around? That could be like a next bull run type of thing, or it might be just something brand new that we don't even consider now. But I think it will all be led by this like protocol layer bullishness. So that's why like I'm like so keen on ETH and even Bitcoin.
Yeah. Eric, are you gonna stake? Are you gonna stake your ETH? Are you gonna buy some liquid staking options?
That's actually a good question. My answer to that, it's not even a no. It's a hell no. It's a hell no.
Because you want to sell covered calls.
Yeah, because first of all, not stake. Second of all, like staking removes liquidity, which is so valuable. Like you're wearing a woolish hoodie, and we were staked on our sheep and wolves there, and these things mooned up to like 20 ETH, and we're sitting there staked. That was like that illuminated the idea.
That's why you have liquid staking.
Well, yeah. What about liquid staking, man?
I mean, first of all, you guys are getting Ben 4%. Give me a break. I don't
let your money work for you. Why not? You're totally no, huh?
I mean, if I could find good liquidity for selling covered calls, I would do that.
I mean, you're going to get ST ETH, but we don't know what risk that holds. And like, is ST ETH going to in the past? Like, it's just not worth it to me. Like, there's no mind where like 4 to 7% gets me out of bed.
Yeah.
Steven, let's do a test run.
All right, Steven, say something, but be gentle.
Hi.
Oh,
be gentle.
Okay. All right. That'll do.
By the way, my computer still has not.
We've been going.
It still hasn't rebooted. It's still like it's still pinwheeling of death.
Dude, you got fucked on your MacBook Pro purchase. You got a dud. Something happened.
You're buying a new one today.
Do you guys have any NFTs that you are going to be buying?
I buy a CryptoPunk if
40,000 USD. That's your strike price. Okay.
I might get back into the rare Pepes.
Ooh, interesting.
No. Like any of those, like archaeological NFTs, I'm out.
You're over those.
I'm choosing punks as kingmaker, and yeah, I think 40,000 sounds about right. I don't know if it'll get there.
I'm going to the site to see what the USD floor is of CryptoPunk.
It's 70K. It's 78,000.
Oh, whoa, hello.
So we're about halfway there.
I was typing in the YouTube chat that I want a hoodie punk, but those things are as good as hard money. I mean, they literally don't change. I mean, they just go no bid, and no one sells.
If we get into a real recession, hold true.
I don't know. I mean, I think it could be quite a while, but it's interesting because like my purple-haired punk is rarer than the hoodies, but they just look so
Mhm.
much cooler. There's just way more demand for them, but I want one.
66 ETH in comparison to apes are 65 ETH. Interesting.
Any interest in owning a Bored Ape?
Nah.
In your shopping list?
Nah, I'd rather buy a punk.
I would buy one if they got down to like 10 ETH or something.
Sure, of course.
CryptoPunk is like Larva Labs' stepchild now, and we're still more bullish on the punk. Or sorry, it's the what Yuga Lab.
I don't think that's your bullishness speaking. I think it's your bias. It's just a preference, and even my own preference. I'd rather own a punk than an ape at this point for the long haul. You know, I think they're both going to perform. Those are the two obvious standouts. Are there any other NFTs? Let me find my list. I had a list actually.
I think the Barbarian Curio card is a really interesting NFT. One of them just sold the other day for 25 ETH, and I kind of feel like that's going to go down in history as like an insane buy. Like this thing is really.
Do you hold one of these just out of curiosity?
He sure does.
There's one in the portfolio that I manage. So full disclosure on that. But I don't personally own one. I was thinking about buying one for my person. They're just like hard to get. They don't trade very often. But it's an interesting NFT for me because it's, as best I can tell, like the first ever like GIF NFT on Ethereum that was ever created. It's like animated. It's made after that developer, like Rhett Crichton. He's like winking at you. So like if you are like kind of into this like OG type stuff, like that at 25 seems like crazy. Like rare Pepe Nakamoto cars are already back up to like 80 or 90 ETH. Like art blocks has been looking pretty this stuff like gazers and squiggles I think are interesting and
yeah, I mean, I think there's a good argument for buying if you're going to go into the art category for something that is native to the technology it resides on. So like on-chain generative art, I think long term makes a lot more sense than maybe even the curio cards. Like that is native to the technology. It kind of shows off the capabilities of the underlying technology, and I think, yeah, I mean, I would love to own an autoglyph, but
Fidenza
those
is
are
my
steep.
favorite.
Fidenzas, yeah, I could put that on a wall.
But these are still going for $115,000 USD, and like there's just a lot of air underneath that price.
Well, I think if as long as we buy some cheap ETH, if you buy some cheap ETH under $800 maybe. Under
Exactly.
$800 ETH.
I
And then
really
you
think
cycle
all
that
these
in.
art blocks projects bottomed in dollar terms already. I think they did. Like I don't know if they go much lower. Like it kind of makes sense that you could get like a Fidenza for 30 grand or whatever, 40 grand over the summer. Like at least that you can wrap your head around that. You're like, yeah, people pay tens of thousands of dollars for real art. I can wrap my head around that. I can't wrap my head around $3 million for an ether rock, but like I can kind of wrap my head around, 30 grand for a like crazy piece of art in a world where like there's a lot of rich people who just are all chasing the same like three things. It kind of makes sense. So I don't know how much lower they go. I would probably buy a dip if we saw one, but I don't know. I don't know if we do. Could be famous last words on that.
Full disclaimer. I mean, you really have to be willing to wait until that money printer is not just back on, but it is humming, and it is red hot from being overworked. So I wouldn't expect any crazy returns until
like when we're describing
back to that mode.
this like end of the bear market, like pure type scenario. Like I want NFTs. Like every single person on crypto Twitter was saying, like, remember when we thought NFTs were going to be a thing? And like they're just like the joke of the world. And that's at the point where I'd like look to buy my crypto punk at 40K or
also don't market buy these things. Put in bids because these are that's where you can get.
Would you ever use? Are we talking fresh dollars, Eric, or would you ETH? Are we talking ETH like that you already hold to buy that crypto punk?
it
Like
would be fresh
you
dollars.
got ETH 5. Okay, because ETH at $500, you're talking your $40,000 punk. That's a lot of ETH.
A lot of ETH. Yeah.
You
So
know,
I mean,
so
I only hold like a validator node worth of, so like it's not even enough to buy the CryptoPunk at 40K. So it
dollars.
would have to be.
All right, I got a few, and then I think we should talk physical hard goods, real
Yeah, we
shopping.
gotta get to this
what
USA
the people,
game.
we
Let's
got
do
to
this.
get there. All right, so
Yeah.
I want to buy a crypto dick butt.
Yeah.
I'm
1D
not joking.
equals
I
1B.
really do.
Math.
I want to buy an Apple Curio card because that's a bit of my bias speaking, because I do hold Curio cards, and it was the first NFT I ever bought. Thanks, Nick. And I don't have an Apple, so
Thanks, Nick.
I want an Apple, which has that historical whole thing to it as well. It's the first of the collection. It's the number one of the collection. I think Apple's a good way to go, maybe as an alternate to the Barbarian. If you don't want to spend 25 ETH, you can spend a couple ETH, get an Apple. And then I just really like MFers. I love the story with Satoshi. I would love to wake up in 3-4 years and see those, resurrected, and a lot of excitement around them, which I do think there will be. So there are some MFers I have saved that are, like some really cool looking ones, some more rare ones that I'm watching, I'm thinking about. That's pretty much it, and a punk, but I don't know if I can justify the ETH or the fresh dollars. I mean, I don't know. It really depends how that all plays out. I'd want to be, as you said, Eric, like literally everyone's like, it's all dead. This is all going to hell. Everyone's liquidating everything. That's when I would consider it.
So how much are dick
you would
butts
say
going?
dead.
How much are dick butts going for? Because that's actually
Dick
one
butts are
that
2 ETH.
dick butt too.
What?
They're
Yeah, I want a
so
dick butt.
Stupid. They're like
That's why I want it. It's like the fucking Shiba of
yeah.
NFTs, Yeah. All right, I want to hear your guys' shopping list. Let's dig in. Who wants to kick that off?
Oh, let's see. I'm pulling mine up.
Goods.
Real
Yeah, I
world
need to-
goods. Let's wrap
I need
strong.
to I need your guys' ideas. I need to stack this list up. So I'm gonna redo the sock drawer. So usually do it every day on Black Friday.
By the way,
bomb-
just for people, a little context, Nick doesn't buy anything. Like Nick is like like I don't know what you buy. Do you buy things? Like what do you?
Try not to.
You don't. Yeah,
An
you try not
acidic
to.
monk.
You're not a stuff guy. So this is big. He's gonna reset his sock drawer, ladies and gentlemen. All right,
It's a big
which I
moment.
am as well. To be fair, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the same thing.
They have these like performance pro. I forget what it's called. Performance socks. They're like extra thick and soft.
Bro,
Those
the
are the ones you need.
stance ones. Is that
Ooh,
what
I
you're
haven't
talking
tried
about?
those. But I am gonna
Oh,
get the Stance underwear.
No. Stance
No?
makes
No.
the best socks ever.
What?
The performance. I'm wearing them right now.
Confirmed
You
good
can't
stocks.
bring indecision on the day of the purchase. This should have been brought up beforehand. I can't do this.
Trust me. Get some. So good.
I want to show my American
What
flag socks. Let's go.
Yeah, baby. Love the spirit.
I need some joggers, guys. I need recommendations for like
Oh.
Jogger.
Oh
what brand?
God, do you know Goodman brand?
No.
Goodman brand or whatever? They make just great. I wear those. I basically live in those things all the time. Like they're stretchy and super soft and comfy. They have like a nice tapered fit to them. They make a ton of different joggers. So I got to tell you, I got to figure out what the exact.
Pull up
one
the
is.
receipt in the email, please.
I can't. Like if I touch my phone or do anything, the stream explodes. So I can't even see. I don't have my list in front of me. My computer's still crashed. It's just like an absolute disaster over here. But like if you want joggers, I would highly recommend the stuff they make's really good. I got a bunch of stuff from Viore as well.
Oh, yeah,
I like
Viore.
the
That was the one that I was looking at.
Viore joggers.
There's only one man with a jogger alpha, and that's Armand's little brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say I gotta ask him. He's
probably evaluated.
Like, yeah, I don't even have that part of my wardrobe. I don't even have one. I'm missing.
That's
a whole
like
category.
all I wear. That's like literally the only thing I wear is joggers, like 24/7.
I don't know a thing about joggers either. I
I'm gonna gonna try to buy some Oliver People's eyeglasses. I'm very blind. I wear contacts most of the time, but I need some new ones that I can actually wear and not look like a huge
Okay.
dork.
Like the new
So we'll see if we
Warby
can.
for Peoples.
Yeah, they're kind of similar. I mean, they're in stores too. They're not just direct to consumer. And then I'm looking at these things called egg weights. They're basically like
Oh,
very
yeah.
dense, like weights that you can hold in your hands
Shadow
when you
box?
shadow box.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen them for years, but I've never pulled a trigger. And so I think I might try those out, see if they're the real deal. And then I mean, I always do this for my business, but like I'll bulk buy everything. One to get a bunch of write-offs before the end of the year, but like all the coffee we need for the next like 4 months, 5 months, and do that kind of like bulk purchases for the office. So I got a whole list to go through there.
Nice.
Got to get those end of the
Is
year write-offs. Oh, don't forget to, by the way, sorry, interrupt. Friendly reminder, do your tax loss harvesting if you haven't already. Crypto is very special in that you can sell and buy back a millisecond later. And yeah, so don't forget to do your tax loss harvesting.
Yeah.
That's good. Good alpha.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Eric, go ahead.
I just wanted to see if there was a tungsten cube. I wanna.
That's on my list. But that's a bull market purchase. You got to be at the top of the cycle.
I
for
love
that.
having that cube on my coffee table. It just reminds me of so many things.
Yeah, your
yeah.
cube is
and
amazing.
It's like a good conversation piece too, because you're like, hey, hold this, and then people are like, whoa, it's so dense, and I'm like, yeah, super dense.
Wait, Steven, what? How many inches is your cube? Is that a 2-inch?
No, God, a 2-inch cube would be dangerous. Like I saw a video where somebody like accidentally dropped it and it like went through their desk. It's like it made a hole in it. I think I just have the 1-inch by 1-inch one. I think the 2x2 was like $3,000 or something absurd.
Yeah, they have a special. You can get a free 1-inch cube with a 2-inch purchase.
Oh my
Do they have that?
Yeah.
Oh, Black Friday
That's pretty
cube.
good. All right, Eric, what do you have?
I'm not a
Give me something
participant
good, guys.
in like American consumerism. I'm not.
Oh my
that guy.
God.
Oh,
Get
Jesus.
out of here.
But I do like the idea of sort of like baseline shit, like having baseline shit. So for health, I think like obviously there's like 80-20 here. There's like sleep, drinking water, whole food, moving your body. Like I'm into that. Like I do think that 8 sleep is like a very reasonable purchase as a guy who doesn't buy things. Like that to me sounds very reasonable. What's the code on that again?
Alfalfa.
I think it's just alfalfa.
Code alfalfa on the 8 sleep.
Bro, you spent a third of your life in that thing.
I think this thing has changed my life. I've learned that I'll drink water as long as there's water in front of me. Like the barrier to entry for water is like going to fill it up. So like if I have like the biggest, just like drink nonstop water. Here's looking to buy is like more Dyson products because anything Dyson loves.
Are we talking about the fan, this fancy fan?
She's into the
You're gonna get one of
wrap
those
for her hair.
Dude,
So
the
she's
hair
got
dryer
wavy-
they have is unbelievable.
The hair
Dude,
dryer,
no.
yeah. So
The-
there's a hair dryer.
the
and there's
hair
another
dryer-
product.
My girlfriend experienced when we were in a hotel in France, and she keeps bringing up, it's a $400, $500
expensive.
hair dryer. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
why
women
would you need?
love this is
Supersonic,
good alpha
bro.
if you've got a girl. They love the Dyson
Supersonic.
hair dryer, and they also have
hits
like a straightener that you can put on it, like an add-on, and it like does all the stuff at the same time. It's like I've heard just unanimous. Every woman I talk to about it is like, oh my God, like that thing is
It
the best hair dryer
fucking
that's
better be.
It gets
for
to the right
$500.
temperature where it doesn't burn the hair, but it like does
Yeah.
perfectly. Like that's the key.
It is like it's in like an hour calendar item for my girlfriend to do her hair, to wash her hair. She has so much
Wow.
hair. It's like on the calendar. She goes, okay, I need to decide when to do my hair, and she lets me know, and I give the salute.
Well, has
and
she
she's off
used
for an
that?
hour
Has
to
she
2 hours.
used that as her argument for making the purchase?
Oh,
the time
all
savings.
arguments have been made.
Okay, 'cause that would be a good argument. Like, Nick, we can get out the door 40 minutes faster if you buy me this hair
She
dryer.
has raised the motion for purchase. It might get denied. I don't know.
I
All
used
right.
one at Eric's wedding, like, and it was just, I was like, wow, this is amazing. It was such a like such a rich, luxurious experience that like I almost wanted to buy one for myself, and then I realized it was like, $400, and then I
Yeah.
got scared.
6.9
I'm gonna give you.
these hair dryers.
I'm gonna give you guys. I feel like you've got to have some stuff, Steven. I'm gonna give you my quick rapid fire list here. I'm actually very curious, listeners and people in the community, what's on your list. Maybe post it in the YouTube chat or actually in the Discord. Very curious what everyone else has got, because I get pretty excited for this stuff because it's like the one time I shop, so I try to like accumulate like really what I need. So let me actually screen share, even though it doesn't look good on the stream. Let's just do it anyway, and at least you see some kind of visual. All right, you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
So 10,000 shorts. I want all the shorts. These are the best shorts for working out.
Yeah, those are
ever.
good shorts.
Wait, liner or no liner?
No, hell no, no liner.
Yeah, no liner.
No liner. You gotta wash those things anyway. So yeah, no, I like my own underwear, or I just free ball it. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I like, actually, look at that. They got some pants, some joggers. I'll probably buy those. I don't have any joggers. Tactical pants. Yeah, this is the best brand ever. I want one of these, a Coravin wine system. I think, Steven, you have one of these.
I have one. It is confirmed goated if you drink a lot of like rich wine.
Yeah. That's basically my deal. Is like the kind of pitch for this is when you don't want to open a bottle, and the moment you open a nice bottle of red in particular, that thing is done in 3 days. Like it peaks out by the next day. So maximum like 5 days, call it, even with like a basic preservation system. But this thing, dude, you could taste a little wine, have a glass of that special, especially for those people that collect and they want to see how the wine ages. You have a glass or a half a glass every year, and like watch its evolution and like see, okay, yeah, it's getting better, it's getting worse, it's time to open, or whatever it might be. So look at that, 50% off. Oh, I hate when they get you on the up to. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Gotta read the fine print. But I mean, it's
this
gonna
product
be the best
is
time.
incredible because they just sell you these freaking canisters to infinity, like at like $8 a pop, like over and over and over and over again. Like this, like whoever invented this thing is just printing cash.
Yeah, here they are, the little canisters, capsules. But it's legit. I got my dad one. He loves it. He's a winemaker. Everyone I know that has one of these loves it.
Nick, I got a
don't know
serious
why.
question.
So you got
Black Friday, did you just mark up your product and then discount from the markup, and then like you get the same margins on Black Friday? Is that how?
No. Usually you go for higher average order value but lower margin, and hopefully end up with the same contribution margin at the end of the day or higher. So yeah, it's a big high AOV day, but usually pretty discounted average order value.
Low margin. So I want one of these. It's a Hatch sleep thing. I think somebody actually, I got this from our Discord. It's called the Hatch Restore. I don't know why I want it. I think I'm just going to try it. I don't know. It's like an alarm clock with like sunrise lighting, gentle alarm, soothing sleep sounds.
Why would you buy this?
I don't know.
Buy this.
It's Black Friday. Why not? All right. Do you guys have a crypto steel? I'm gonna get a pack of these.
I've seen them, but no, I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a crypto steel. So for people that don't know, this is a so instead of writing your seed phrase on a piece of paper, you basically etch it into this steel capsule. Well, you don't etch it, you twist it, and numbers and letters and whatever, and then you lock it, and it's fireproof, and you're good to go. Like, it'll stand the test of time. So especially for your long crypto bag, like, that's pretty risky. Like, even if you have it in like a safe place, like even if you have multiple copies, I don't know. I just think, like, you got to have this thing. This is the right long-term solution for storing.
I'm just imagining, like, when you actually need it, you pull that capsule out, and then all the little tiles fall off accidentally onto the ground and screwed.
Well, why are you thinking that way? Don't think that way.
Yeah, I know.
So let's see, what's their deal? Cyber Week, 7-day sale, free shipping. What the hell does that mean? You just get free shipping?
What else we got?
We got a Groove Life belt. Need a new belt. You guys heard of this? This is a Joe Rogan special. He talks about this. I'll let you know how it goes, but I'm getting a groove belt. I hear it's unbelievable. Getting a bunch of Stance socks. Not the underwear for me. They're too long. I'm more of a trunk guy. I need them a little shorter. So I'm going socks. They're the best socks ever, though. And I'm going to try the tees. I'm going to get a bunch of Stance t-shirts. And then last but not least, actually second to last, I always go crazy on Under Armour. I wear a lot of Under Armour. That's like my joggers and like lounge wear, walk out of the house. Like that's the brand I like. So I'll get like some tops and pants and shorts and all that kind of shit. And then I'm gonna get the 8. So I already have the 8 Sleep Pod cover, which is amazing. I have the V3, which is available now, and I'm gonna get this pillow, Carbon Air pillow.
That looks nice.
But I'm not gonna raw dog it like Steven. I'm gonna put an actual pillowcase on it, like a normal person.
Gross.
And yeah, I'm definitely getting 2-pack of this.
The pillow, do we?
I think the code applies to it, or if
I think
you
it's just an extra $50 off, so it should work. But I haven't tried to purchase that one.
It should work.
Armand, let Steven back in the room. You said.
Oh, where the hell did Steven go?
I guess he left us.
Okay, well, let's hear Steven's list and wrap.
Yeah.
If he has anything. Yeah, it's game time.
Game time, 25 minutes.
All right, Steven, are you there? Nope. All right. Well, that's the stream technical difficulties. I think it's a good place to wrap. Maybe Steven can post his list in the Discord if he has more.
That was a good list, Armand. I wish we should. That's a cool list.
That's okay. We got there. For those that stuck through the hour and a half, thank you. We love you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, let us know. We'll do these more. And we do have the ability to do like live Q&A with the software we use. Like if you wanted to jump in with your voice and like talk to us or just chat, and we can like have more of a back and forth next time if you guys want to do that. So just let us know. But yeah, thanks for being here, everybody.
I want to hear people's shopping list in the Discord.
Yes, please.
So hop in the money channel.
Oh,
Crypto shopping list.
Eric is saying in the chat, Saks boxers. Couldn't agree more. Saks is so much better than, sorry, Nick, but Saks over Stance boxers. I'm a Saks guy. Love them.
That's Alpha.
Oh, you know what? I hear Lululemon is good, but I've always thought that was for chicks, so I never took it seriously. But I hear Lululemon makes nice shorts. Might have to check those out.
All right.
All right.
Go to Team USA time.
USA all the way.
Don't tread on me.
All right. Bye, guys.